Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us at 10:30. I'm Keith McGilvery, Fox 61. So proud to support the nonprofit NEADS and its mission to bring world-class service dogs to people who have autism, who may be hard of hearing, or have a physical disability. You remember we made a $5,000 donation from our Making an Impact program and our parent company, Tegna, and we are sponsoring this little puppy here, Mystic. Hundreds of you helped name her, and right now she is training. The hope is that she will one day be just like the dog who is joining us this morning, Jones, and his partner, Caitlin. Caitlin, I have a track record here of putting NEADS dogs to sleep on this couch. I hope it's not a reflection of my interview skills. He's having a good time.
He's having a great time. This is what he's trained to do when he's not doing all those amazing tasks.
So it is very intentional. Listen, our longtime viewers know of our partnership with NEADS and Little Mystic, but Jones here, when he is awake, is a symbol of success through this nonprofit. You have been paired together for some 6 years. Describe the transformational role he's had on your life.
So I have been able to cut down the time that I utilize humans to help me live independently, and it has also enabled me to travel the country promoting organizations that put out very good service dogs and making sure that disabled people get the service dogs they deserve to have. But it changed my life to be able to live alone and go out independently and confidently and safely.
And we talked a little bit in our last hour about the skills that Jones brings to your partnership, but he has been able to adapt in a big way. You are a new homeowner, so you've moved into a new space, which takes a whole lot of new learning. But also you shared a story with me since the last hour of how he responded when you were recently in a pretty serious car crash.
Yeah, so we were rear-ended on the Cape by a driver under the influence who was going 94 miles an hour, and we were only going 45. So it was a pretty significant crash, and we're taught where our safe places are in the car. And at the end of the crash, I had to wake Jones up because he just thought it was a plane landing, and so he was still asleep. I woke him up. My phone had dislodged from my click-in device, and I had to tell him to find the phone, and he found it and brought it back, and nothing had happened, and he was checked over by a vet and everything was perfectly fine, and he was happy to get back in a car with no issues, and that's because of the solid training that the volunteers put in.
Yeah, it is just remarkable. We should point out to folks that you have family roots here in Connecticut. You were born in the city of Hartford. You are back. I call it a motivational tour because listening to you speak about your lived experience is pretty powerful. You call yourself a guest speaker. You speak to different groups throughout the year. What is your message when you speak to any number of groups? Who are you speaking to Saturday, and what's your goal?
So we do speak to a lot of groups: colleges, students, preschool and up, small businesses, public etiquette, access rights. But this weekend and a lot of weekends, I'm with a group known as Cure SMA, and they put on Summits of Strength, and they bring in presenters to help support their community of people that are living with spinal muscular atrophy. And it's my job to let them know what's out there for medical devices like Jones that can help them live their lives safely and confident and independently, and how to go about that the right way so that they get a dog like Jones, who is a solid and working piece of medical equipment.
And what about the message when you say go speak to a group of students, maybe middle or high school students? What's the lesson in there for them?
So we try to teach them what kinds of service dogs there are, because even NEADS trains such a vast amount of dogs that can do task work, but also teaching them that it's just an assistive device like a pair of glasses or something else that one of their own peers may use. So what do you do if you see a service dog out in public, and how to interact with their handler and not the dog? Passing compliments are always accepted, but sometimes you don't have time to stop. And to, be a friendly and kind, helpful peer, whether you're preschool or up.
And if we have that video of our little puppy Mystic again, the hope for this little gal is that she will one day become a service dog just like Jones. It is not an easy process. We've been really upfront that not all dogs will make it through that experience to the very end as we look at her here. But to somebody at home who is thinking to themselves that either they or maybe a loved one could benefit from an experience or a partnership like this and is brand new to the experience, what would your best advice to them be?
Do a lot of research, do weeks and months of research. When you think you are done, sit on it and then start all over. Service dog research is like an Alice in Wonderland black hole that you can swivel down, but find an organization that's accredited like NEADS. They are the Ivy League of these colleges, and if you're going to go have brain surgery, you want someone that's capable of doing it, and these are medical devices, and you want something that's going to be safe and capable of doing the job.
All right, we appreciate your being here.